wanted to move up my rank from Walmart to Target. Now I'm on my way from going from Target to fucking Nordstrom. Balling out of control that I could just grocery shop at Nordstrom. Like, I'll be back, babe. I'm going over to Hot Look to go pick up some milk.
Connected to SalesRemastered.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Sales Remastered. My name is Daniel. I'm your host. And on this episode, in Breakfast of Champions, we're going to talk about process being greater than the results. Yup. Talk about the process. So the reason why I wanted to cover this topic is because this is definitely something that I think is important. I think that we're all guilty, including myself. The whole reason why I'm even in sales to begin with was because I was allured by the results, dog. I was allured by, people making the amount of money that they were making, and all they had to do was just talk about the benefits and convince somebody to buy and influence and lead someone in the direction to where they pull out their debit card and they swipe that motherfucker. So I'm going to share with you why I believe the results in itself is not as great or as strong as the process. Now, hear me out, because you might be thinking, well, D, the whole point of even doing the process, dog, is to get the results. And I want to let you know that I do hear you, but I want you also to take a step back and look at it in a different way. Just like all my other content in this channel is actually just kind of revising, remixing, and remastering your way of perceiving things, of understanding things. And I believe strongly that if you can find an alternative way to process the information that you've already been processing, and you look at things in a different way, you can also approach those things in a different way. Meaning, in order to get the same result, you can restructure the process that drives towards that result. So that's where I'm getting at, where the process in itself is greater than the result. And so my own personal experience is, when I first got really into sales, of doing what I do now, I was only 20 years old. And one thing that really led me to become, a real driven sales junkie as a mortgage banker was when I was a telemarketer. And I used to see loan officers walk by because, they never put telemarketers with actual sales, right? Like, they're always kind of separate departments. And the sales people at the time I was a telemarketer were kind of like the big brothers and big sisters, right? They're like the cool kid, as a telemarketer, I felt like a scrub. Like, I was a freshman in high school, and all the salespeople, those were the seniors. You just want to hang out with the seniors. And so what fascinated me, though, was I remember, these really young kids, like I would say maybe only 22, 23. They're only a couple years older than I was. And what happened was that when I realized how much freedom they had, and the freedom that I'm talking about is back then through a subprime lender, which is Town and Country Credit. If you're doing the do, they let you do you. And what I'm talking about doing the do is that if you are leading your sales pack, if you are the top producer, you are pretty much given free reign. You can do whatever you want, right? Like, management will never admit to you that they have favorites or that they have, select treatment or whatnot. But at the end of the day, there are people that earn that right. Like, if you're responsible and you produce and you don't need to continuously be put on track, or you don't overstep your boundaries, boo-boo, all your manager wants to do is just let you be, because your manager, what else they're not telling you is that they have 198 other things on their plate to do. And so you're like a blessing in disguise, and this is why you get that preferential treatment. Even with your own friends, right? Like, your group of friends, you got that one friend that's just a little bit closer than everyone else. Like, you click with that person, you bond with that person, you communicate with that person a little bit different than everybody else. And the whole point of that is because that's your favorite dog. That's your favorite person. And not to say that we'll overlook other people in order to, put the spotlight on that favorite person. But what I'm saying is we'll overlook other people to put the spotlight on those favorite people. And with all due respect, it's because they've refined the process. Now, I share my experience with you because, we getting into sales, wherever you are right now, whether you're seasoned or whether you're brand new, more than likely the reason why you even got into sales or doing what you're doing now is because you desired the result. And so let's just say you're not even sales. Let's just say you're operations, you got a college degree, right? You got your master's. And so you're in that line of work because you desired the result. And maybe that result could have been longevity, or could have been security, or could have been retiring in Pleasantville with a white picket fence. Whatever floats your boat is what is actually pushing you right now. But in sales though, I like the name brands. I wanted luxury everything. I wanted to move up my rank from Walmart to Target. Now I'm on my way from going from Target to fucking Nordstrom, right? Like I want to get so balled out, like balling out of control, that I could just grocery shop at Nordstrom. Like, I'll be back, babe. I'm going over to Hot Look to go pick up some milk. Like, you know what I mean? Like you ever see those people with the water bottles, like Voss, I think it's Voss, yeah, Voss water bottles. When that first came out, it was unheard of to have a water, or like Fiji water, right? It was unheard of to have like a $5 or $8 bottle of water. And then it got hot and it became a name brand, and people started paying the premium just to have the bottle. Like, there are people right now walking around with a Fiji bottle but can't even pay their rent, but they got a motherfucking Fiji bottle. Like, how you gonna drink a $6 bottle of water, bro? You got a prepaid phone. Does that make sense? So there are certain influences, because people desire the result, they don't necessarily fall in love with the process. And my point, my punchline in this video is that if you don't pay attention to the process, and when I'm talking about the process, I'm talking about the missed shots, the fouls, the rejections, the technical fouls, getting booted out of the game, calling timeout, getting injured, scraping your knee, all the attempts and failures. That's the process. You're never gonna know how to repeat the result. You're never gonna know how to properly recreate that result automatically, as if it was automated. And so if you're too busy focused on the result of the big checks and the big cash, but you're not paying attention, there's a lot of us right now that are not paying attention to the actual process and stumped, just like, just, I want to help demystify your brain and let you know that it's not necessarily the result that you should focus on. It's the actual process. And I got a video that covers KPIs, which is key performance indicators, that are basically milestones that will help you greatly in regards to fine-tuning your process. Now, here's the thing, is that when you do it enough, right, and the reason why they say repetition is key is because when you do it enough times and you create this process, like everything that, like right now, for example, like you have to do something that's unfamiliar until it's familiar, right? So you might be really good at something right now. You could be really good at baseball, or you could be really good at skateboarding, or you could be really good at drawing, or whatever you are really good at right now. If you take a second, call a timeout, and just study that thing that you're really good at right now, you'll realize it was through mastering the process. You'll realize that when you first tried that one thing you're really good at right now, that you probably weren't as good as you are at it right now. And because through the repetition and through the process and identifying through the errors and, like let's say drawing, right? Like you messed up enough times and you erased up enough times, or you colored enough times, or you crumpled up enough pieces of paper where you went 80% through on the picture and you mess up on that one spot and that was it, right? Like, so a lot of people, they give up. Like if I took a day, like a full day to draw a picture, I was 90% done and I messed up one line, that would kill me because of my attention to detail. It would kill me because of my anxiety, my OCD. And so I might give up. I'm like, man, fuck it. This shit ain't for me. And then move on. Well, a lot of society is like that, is because they're only desiring the result. They're not appreciating the process. And what happens is when you learn to appreciate the process, what happens is you look at your losses, your attempts, your fails, your missed shots, your bricks, your air balls, your fucking technical fouls, all those things. You look at them in a different way. And that's my whole entire point of making these videos, is to help you look at your grind and your hustle and your process in a completely different way. Because when you look at your losses, your bricks, your air balls, your missed shots in that different way, in this different way, what happens is they transform. You know what they transform to? Boo-boo. They transform into a staircase. They start looking like stepping stones. And so each and every single loss or miss or air ball or brick or failure or timeout or foul or whatever the fuck you did, you know, to make you feel dumb at the time, or make you feel like you were a loser at the time, or each and every single naysayer that you had to prove wrong, through the process became your staircase to get you to the higher level. And so when you reach that higher level, you can't hear anything on that level, because you can't hear all the naysayers, you can't hear all the doubt, all the hate. You don't care about anything else that is on the lower level, because sound doesn't travel up, right? Like you're just listening to what is in your surrounding, and that's how you became good at the result, is because you appreciated the process. You changed your environment. You learn to look and look at things a different way, but more importantly, absorb information in a different way. And so I want to help you understand how to improve your process. And a lot of the times, the only way to improve your process is to improve your surroundings, improve the information that you feed yourself, improve the influence that you're getting by your surroundings. And so if you're in a surrounding right now where everyone's negative, everyone's doubtful, everyone's scared, everyone's just thriving for the result, but ain't nobody paying attention to the result, it's time to move on to the next group. Boo-boo. And I hope that you move on to the group here at Sales Remastered. Come join a gang of hustle junkies. Leave comments below so you can become part of this group. Whether you found me on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Snapchat, wherever you found me, I'm glad you did, because there is just so much more to come. Speaking of which, if you happen to be in sales and you want to learn the formula to close, you want to learn the science of properly marketing, attracting, selling, and closing, do you want to learn how to build a book of business that will continuously feed you year after year after year? Do you want to learn how to create a pitch that's going to generate curiosity, attract and become a magnet to leads? Not only that, but when you attract those leads, you're able to properly sell and close those leads. That is how you generate money. I've already mastered the process. You see, everyone just is aiming for the result. Everyone wants the 5-figure per month income. Everyone wants that 6-figure income, and this is why they're following 7-figure mentors. Everyone wants that $1 million lifestyle, but now here you're at a crossroad right now. You're at a crossroad, meaning that you have a choice. In order to get that 5-figure, 6-figure, 7-figure ideal income or payday, you have to really draw a line in the sand and say, hey, I'm gonna go about this and just learn on my own. It's gonna take a long ass time through the trial and error, because all I'm focused on is the result, and I'm not necessarily paying attention to the process. Well, check this out, my friend. The process has already been ironed out. The process has already been vetted out. The process is already remastered. You can find it in the link below. It says course library, or click the link in my bio to get more information. I got a free sales script for you. It's called Banker Script, and it gives you an inbound and outbound sales script to use today, to earn sales today. It is the same process that I'm sharing with you that enabled me to lead the #1 team of my company to earn our recognition as a typo to our colleagues. And if you don't know what I'm talking about on a typo, I invite you to see the last video right before this one. Is called QOTD for quote. No, it's actually question of the day, which was, is that a typo? I'll explain more about it in that next video, and I'll see you on the next one.